What to do with documents not in English. So you're lodging a partner visa and you've got a whole bunch of documents which need to be translated. What do you do with those documents? In this blog, I'm going to be talking about the requirements for translating your documents that are not in English, including the documents that must be translated versus the documents that we recommend to be translated. So what documents need to be translated for your partner visa? Any document which is an identity document or a formal document issued by your government should be accompanied by a formal translation. So that includes documents such as birth certificates, household register books, marriage certificates, previous divorce certificates, child's birth certificates. These are all official documents which must be accompanied by an official translation. Who can translate your documents? So unfortunately, it's not as easy as just going onto Google Translate and having an informal translation done. When it comes to official type documents that we spoke about, like birth certificates, even national identity cards, driver's licenses, these need to be accompanied by an official translation. So the requirements are different if you're having a document translated inside Australia versus outside Australia. So inside Australia, there is one authority that can translate documents, and that's called NATI. So you need to have your document translated by a NATI accredited translator. You can easily find details of a NATI accredited translator online. If you're choosing to have documents translated outside Australia, they don't need to be qualified, they don't need to be a NATI accredited translator, but they do still need to comply with certain requirements. So a translator outside Australia must include on their translation their full name, their address and contact number, and their experience and qualifications with translating documents. Is it cheaper to have documents translated inside or outside Australia? This is a great question. Ultimately, it depends on who is translating your documents and the fee or the quote they give to you. But in my experience, I found with most clients, it is cheaper to have the document translated outside Australia. And just because you're living inside Australia, it doesn't mean you have to use a NATI accredited translator, but I would recommend that where you have the budget, you use a NATI accredited translator, because in my experience, they can sometimes provide the more accurate translation. Does evidence of my relationship need to be translated? So not necessarily. I mean, where budget is not a factor, then I would tell a couple to have every single document officially translated where they could. But if most of your documents are in English and you've got a few bits and pieces that are not in English, then you might want to consider getting an official translator to translate those documents. But if budget is a really big concern, then you can translate the document yourself. So I'll give you an example. If you have a lease agreement, which is not in English, you might want to just translate that document yourself. But keep in mind that if you're the kind of couple that has spent the majority of their relationship outside Australia and most of their documents are not in English, then you will probably need to get official translations for all of your documents, like lease agreements or any assets you join, any joint bank account statements. It is going to be important to have them translated. Don't assume that immigration's going to do that themselves. What if I lodge my partner visa and I don't provide translations? Well, technically you can lodge your partner visa and not provide translations, but I don't recommend it. You're just going to slow down the processing of your application. So when it comes to official type documents like your birth certificate, national identity card, marriage certificates, these must be accompanied, so you will know one way or another, whether it's now or further down the line when immigration requests it, that they will request an official translation. With the evidence of your relationship, sometimes it's hard to know exactly what should be translated. This is what we have the benefit of doing during an evidence planning session. We can sit down with you and recommend the documents that we think should be translated. But ideally, the more documents you can have translated into English, the better for your application. Please note that this blog is intended for general information only and does not constitute immigration advice. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button and head on over to thepartnervisaacademy.com.au. I'll see you in the next video.